So as you'll notice, the angle has changed slightly, the lighting's changed, our clothes have changed.
Because we've travelled through time.
Because we have travelled through time. We filmed the videos you've seen so far in this series of film and discussion we did a couple of nights ago, and now we thought we would round them off in what we intend to be a shorter session, but you never know.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? It's not.
So, what have we done this weekend actually while you've been here? We went to see Looper. And you wanted to talk about why you think Hollywood's getting it wrong, and you said you would cite Looper as an example. So
yeah, I just want to preface, because this might segue into like a mini review of Looper. But Looper is a good film. Looper is a good film made on clearly whilst not a huge budget, not a cheap budget. The slight spoiler, there are shots in China. Yeah, it's China. They went to China.
Yeah,
to shoot it. It's well made. It's quite intelligent. It's quite interesting. And then my problem with Looper is how it's marketed, and this links into all the posters going this generation's Matrix, right? It's this generation's that. It's mind bending. It's twisted, and it's not mind bending.
Having said that though, people like you and I, and probably most of the people watching this video, it's like we've grown up watching films like The Terminator and 12 Monkeys and you know the serious time travel stuff that Looper kind of emulates, and for people to say, oh, Looper's like a breath of fresh air, it's time travel like we've never seen it before. We've seen it many times and done better. I mean, it is entertaining and it is interesting and it has a couple of original ideas.
Well, I said to you tonight, I said I enjoyed it, and don't get me wrong, I'm not bad-mouthing Looper. Looper is a good film. I recommend you see it. The performance is great and all that. But I would say there's a couple of interesting interpretations of ideas. But I would say a couple of really interesting visual cues. But there's not, in terms of story, there's not one original idea in that movie. And to be fair, that's why we liked it, because it's wearing this, and this reference on its sleeve.
And it is very sort of open about what it's referencing. There are certain shots straight out of the first Terminator movie, like to the point where if somebody had it on in a
little chuckle,
you know what I mean. If somebody had it on in the room, you might have to take a double take to see that it wasn't the Terminator.
Very Stephen King.
And it was very Stephen King. The whole sort of close-knit family drama with sci-fi elements and
I mean, we're giving spoilers to people who haven't seen the movie, I suppose. We're
very, very
dangerously close to that territory. And what I want to say is there's nothing wrong with Looper. Looper is a good film, but it's the fact that it was heralded as, my God, this will change your life.
Yeah.
No, let a movie just be what it is. Because it's quite interesting, because they said, this is this generation's new Matrix. You know why the Matrix was so popular, the first Matrix? Because it came out of nowhere. Everyone forget that. I knew nothing about the Matrix when I went to see it. All I knew, honest to God, was I saw an advertisement on the back of a comic book. That was it. I saw Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, and then a couple of buddies of mine went, it's Wednesday night, we're going to the movies, what are you going to go see? We're going to go see that new science fiction thing with Keanu Reeves. Why not?
Yeah.
And then just basically spent 2 hours going, wow. But it hadn't been rammed down my throat as this will change your life.
But to be fair, The Matrix doesn't have many original ideas, does it? It's all from Japanese anime.
Absolutely. I mean, you've said that before. It's anime live action.
Yeah, it just so happens that the Western culture at that point in time wasn't so savvy to anime, I think. So. But looking back on it, I mean, things that The Matrix did that people heralded as genre bending and changing the scope of cinema and all the rest of it, it'd been done years previously.
But it had been repackaged in a new way. Because I've said in a couple of my own YouTube videos previously, it's very rare to get a new idea. A lot of things have been done, but it depends on how you package it.
They do actually, sorry, just to interject, but they do actually address this in Looper.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't a spoiler, because it's not a plot point or anything like that, but if you don't want to know, then just skip ahead a few minutes, because we're going to talk about Looper, basically. There's a scene in Looper where Jeff Daniels, who plays a mafia sort of heavy, sort of second in command type who is
well,
just
a fixer, isn't he?
yeah, essentially like he's the head of the mafia in the past.
Yeah.
It's we won't go into the plot specifics, but anyway, so Jeff Daniels is there. He's a baddie.
Yeah.
Right. He's essentially a baddie. And he says to Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who comes into his office wearing a shirt and tie and leather jacket, and he says that those movies that you're dressing like
are just copying other
movies. He's like, I don't understand the fixation with 20th century cinema.
Yeah, just do something new.
Yeah, he's like, put a glowing piece of shit around your neck, or get some rubber latex. He's like, be new. So Looper fully addresses the fact that it is literally just paying homage to other movies.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a film like Matrix, and as much as I love the first Matrix, because I do love the first Matrix, it didn't do that. I think it let people believe it was original.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think the Wachowski brothers, or now brother and sister, they basically
sort of Dr. Seuss, but ain't it? Watch me.
But I think they let critics believe that they were in fact, changing the genre and stuff. Whereas Looper's like, look, we're not new, but we're basically paying homage to movies that we love. Go.
It's the car you've seen, but it's got a nice new paint job.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that because we
thoroughly entertained.
Yeah, well, the films that Looper is emulating and homaging and copying, whatever you want to call it, the films we love.
If you're gonna steal from the best.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's like it reminded me in the same way that Tarantino kind of takes scenes and lines of dialogue and pieces of music from films that he likes. Yeah. It was kind of like that. It's like a cinematic magpie sort of enterprise.
He even says that, doesn't he? In Kill Bill Part 2, he shows there's a bit of a cartoon play. He says, "Don't be angry at the magpie." He literally says, "I know it. Deal with it." You know.
But Looper does that. But at least it wears it on its sleeve, and it's a thoroughly entertaining thing. And there are some original ideas in there. There aren't many, but the ones that are in there are fucking brilliant.
The punishment idea.
Yeah, the punishment.
The punishment that made me and you just go, oh, that's not nice.
But that's literally something I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching that and thinking, I haven't seen this before, but it makes sense in the context of
the story they're trying to tell.
Yeah, it makes sense, and it's something that's original, and I really enjoyed. And had there been more of that, let's use this plot device for other things. It would have been a lot better, but I do like Looper. It's good.
I like Looper. In fact, if we're just going to have a weird segue, we're going to talk about time travel movies and that. I'll tell you a movie that does the destructive potential of time travel really well. And hear me out. Back to the Future 2.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, Back to the Future 2, where it was like, no, you can really, really damage things.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's done as a comedy, but look at Biff 1985.
Yeah.
That's done brilliantly. It's horrible. Because apparently they wanted to go way darker, didn't they?
Yeah.
With the Biff 1985. And they didn't. But you watch it and it's funny where the mum's been surgically enhanced. But when you look at the elements and you go, people clearly living in fear. And he's in this tower like some kind of dark overlord.
It's like fucking Doctor Doom,
It is, you know. It's I like the fact that he's still a retard, make it like a tree and get out of here.
Yeah, it is good for all its jokes and its kind of mass entertainment appeal. There's a lot more going on in Back to the Future, which makes it work for me.
I mean, the darkest time travel movie's got to be, and I did not see that coming when I saw it. Well, I made reference to this briefly last night. Butterfly Effect.
See, I've not seen Butterfly Effect.
Have you not?
No, I think I've got it knocking about.
You have, dude. I mean, I've spoiled it a bit for you now, but it's dark.
Yeah,
it's dark for an Ashton Kutcher movie. Bruce Willis's new son. then it's really dark. But it's hard to say. The problem with Hollywood. Part of the problem with Hollywood is, and I'll admit it, us. We're the problem. We go show something new, and then we go, it's in it. To a certain extent, they can't win. But don't say it's going to change your life. People will decide what movies change their life. Star Wars was a little genre pick, and that was defining. It was. I know it's the example everyone cites, but again, Matrix, these movies that won Best Picture, to be honest, I know it's not a Spielberg example, but E.T. was a little project.
Yeah.
That was almost an in-betweener movie for the Berg. And look how big that has become. Hollywood wants its next big thing, and of course they do, they're a business, but they won't let things happen naturally or organically.
Yeah.
Every movie has to be the circus has come to town. And I know they used to do that with the epics, but it's just...
It seems to be a lot more prevalent now, doesn't it?
There's a note of desperation to it, I'd argue, that wasn't there before.
Yeah. And I think the perfect example, and this is a film that, at the time of filming this, I haven't yet reviewed it, but Dredd is, for me, an example, and you pointed it out as well, that that's how you do a potential franchise starter, because it is a standalone, self-contained film.
Yep.
A well-made one. It's not perfect, but
No.
it's well-made, it's perfectly serviceable, it's fun. It drops the odd hint to a sequel.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I reckon there's one line of dialogue, which is the squeak of a fraction of a door where you could go. And that's all you need.
And that's all they give you, and that's how you should do. Because obviously, Judge Dredd is a franchise. We've had a Stallone vehicle in the 90s. It's a very successful comic book here in England, and it's starting to break through into America and stuff now that the importing's a lot more common.
Yeah.
And so obviously the studio that bankrolled it, even though it is largely an independent picture, will be hoping for a franchise.
And they're not going to get it because it's done.
Well, it'll all depend on the DVD sales.
Yeah, well, actually, we were saying that yesterday. Well, that's something we could talk about, actually. How important is a theatrical run to a movie's success anymore?
I'd say it's the single most important aspect to a movie's success, because it's those first 3 days of release in the States that tell you whether or not
But
sequels will get bankrolled.
yes, but I will cite an example. 2 words that will, just to play devil's advocate, pop that theory. 2 words. John Carpenter. John Carpenter. All of John Carpenter's movies, not all, but a lot, have been cinematic flops, but have come on to become, and this brings us back to the original idea of letting a movie's life happen organically. The Thing bombed. The Thing is a classic. Okay, the Thing now, there's argued, hell, the Thing got a sequel. It got a belated prequel.
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm saying. To what extent is that theatrical run now crucial to whether or not a movie gets a sequel? Because I would argue that, yes, of course it's important the weekend box office. I mean, look at Avengers. Avengers has changed how we count money.
Yeah.
That and Avatar. But there are movies that literally have had a sequel from how they've done on DVD. We just pause it a sec. Just wanted to stop filming just for a second.
You alright?
Yeah, I just need to go.
Well, it only took 13 minutes for you to need a piss. Essentially, the topic of whether or not sequels can be bankrolled off the back of a DVD release.
That was it.
Yeah, we'll tackle that in the next series of film discussions. Now it's a big topic.
Because we looked at the clock and went, oh, I've got to go home.
Yeah, Sam's catching a train, so if he wants to get home to his wife...
And have her not kill me.
Yeah, and have her not kill you, we should really wrap this up.
Because I've got Snow White and the Huntsman to placate her, and I'm really looking forward to watching that. That's going to be awesome.
That'll be great.
Kirsten Stewart with a sword.
Well, while you're watching that, I'm going to spend the rest of the day watching the Bronx Warriors.
I hate you, Jack.
Everybody does.
Everybody does. Everybody does.
So basically, thank you for watching this new series of film discussion. Hope you've enjoyed it. Obviously, there are some topics that we're still going to tackle. This one we sort of did a bit on the fly, really.
Yeah.
So
we keep saying we're going to do Batman, but Batman, it's almost like our Iger, isn't it? It's a bit intimidating.
So we're going to talk about Nolan's Batman. We're going to talk about Prometheus to Alien. We're going to talk about David Cronenberg, apparently.
At some point.
Yeah, at some point. And many other topics in between, no doubt.
Fun. Right.
So, thank you for watching. Please comment, rate, subscribe. Go subscribe to Sam as well, blah, blah.
Yes, and subscribe to you.
And it's been
even though I already subscribed.
Yeah.
I didn't think that's true.
It's been a pleasure, as always.
Always a pleasure. Never a chore.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.